Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to make a game in Xna. If you haven't done so already, you want to go and install everything you need. So the two main things you have to install is Visual Studio and the Xna Framework. So to install Visual Studio, just go to Google, type in Visual Studio, or I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, just go there and download it. Actually, I'm not going to do that because you probably already know how to do that. Installing the Xna Framework, I remember, was a little bit more trickier because they have like different versions. As you can see, it says 3.1, 4.0. The one you want is 4.0 because I think this one is you can use with the Visual Studio 2010, which is the latest version of Visual Studio. And the other one only works with Visual Studio 2008, and we don't want that. So I mean, it's okay if you use the previous version, but for this tutorial we're just going to use the latest version. So yeah. So after you got everything installed, just create a new project, and if you install the framework correctly, you should get these new setups here, which is Windows Game Library, Xbox 360 Game, Xbox 360 Game Library, Content Pipeline, Extension Library, and Empty Content Project. Actually, yeah. So, actually, in this series of tutorials, we'll be making a zombie top-down survival shooter game. So, just name it Zombie Shooter. Okay. And if you install the Xna Framework and selected Windows Game or Xbox 360 Game, it should generate some code for you. Okay. Oh, it's still doing it. Okay, so as you can see, it just generated all this code, and you might be looking at this and say, what the heck does all this do? So one thing you can do is go ahead and read all these comments, but I'm just going to delete those because they sort of get in the way. So first of all, I'm going to show you what this is, what code you're looking at. This is what you would call the game class, or your game class. So anything that's in your game goes in here. You could technically make your whole game all in here without making any other classes, if you know what that means. Now, the program file, the program.cs file, which every C# application has when you start it up, has the standard main function. As you can see, it says using game, and it creates a new game 1 class, which is this class, and it runs it. So that's what it does. So it's running this class right here. So now to business. So what you want to do when you're creating a game is load all your sprites and things in the load content method, and then update everything in the update method, and draw everything in the draw method. Pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, that's basically what you do. So the first thing I want to do actually is make another class, and I'm going to call this the object class, and this will basically be anything that is dynamic in our game. So I'm going to name that obj, and I'm going to start by creating some variables. So let's see. Want its position. Actually, I forgot to give it a data type. Oh, actually, I don't want an int. One thing you have to do is go to your game 1 class, copy all this using from the Microsoft.xna framework, copy everything from there down, and then put all the using statements right here, because we're going to want to use all those resources that we got from the Xna Framework. How are we doing at time? Not sure. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So we want this position to be a vector 2. It's going to store 2 floats for the position, and we want its rotation. Oops. And this is going to be a float too. Then we want a sprite. So private texture 2D. I'm just going to name this sprite index. Let me think. That's pretty much all we need for right now. Actually, I'm just going to add something in there. Private speed. And let's start by making a constructor. Okay, so I forgot to give data types. Let's have speed to be a float. So when you create a new object, actually, yeah, you have to put it in a new position. So let's have you put in vector 2. So put an argument in the new object constructor vector 2. I'm just going to get POS. So position equals POS, rotation equals 0.0f. Oh yeah, we don't need to set sprite index right now. Actually, you know what? Get rid of this. Just put it up here. Like that. And we're going to create 2 constructors. One. Sorry, that was my sister screaming. Okay, so anyways. So we're going to create 2 constructors, one with an argument, one with not. So if we choose to put position in, we can. If we don't want to, that's fine. And it will do nothing. Or we could do some stuff here. So what we want to do is create a load content method and a draw method for this class. So we'll create a private void load content, and we want content manager content for an argument. And then also we want private string let's see, sprite name or sprite path. Right name. So sprite name equals sprite name, and then let's see, we have to load this. So content dot load. This will be a texture 2D. Oh, actually, sprite index equals content dot content dot load texture 2D, and then we want to do the string asset name, which is basically just a name for the location. So I'm going to make a new folder in our content project, and this is basically where you put all your resources, all your sprites, all your fonts, everything, all your videos, models, whatever you want. So I'm going to add, actually I need to add an existing object. So right now I'm actually just going to go in paint.net and make a quick sprite. I'm going to pause it. Actually, never mind, looks like we're running out of time, so I'm going to end it here and continue on the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. I appreciate a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.